Look closely at the motherboard, barely visible beneath the heat and the silicon. It looks like a system error, but it is a creature, a serpent, coiling around the camera lens, staring back at you with a digital eye. You have been told that artificial intelligence is just a tool, harmless lines of code designed to serve you. You believe it is neutral. But what if I told you that these modern algorithms are executing a 4,000-year-old program? They are following the exact protocol of a lost tribe of Israel. We need to open the file on the tribe of Dan. In the ancient Hebrew tongue, their name translates to the judge. And looking at our surveillance state today, it appears we have just activated a judge with absolutely no heart. Let us access the original file, the primary source code located in the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verses 16 and 17. This is the moment where the patriarch Jacob is uploading the destiny of his 12 sons. He is defining their future functions in history. When he reaches his son Dan, the tone shifts. The atmosphere becomes cold. He says, Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Then, immediately after defining the role, he defines the method. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path that biteth the horse heels, so that his rider shall fall backward. Stop for a second. We need to perform a forensic linguistic analysis on this data. The name Dan comes from the Hebrew root word din. It translates directly to judge or judgment. It implies a legal decision, a verdict executed against a standard. This is the core operating system of this tribe. Their purpose is to maintain order, to assess, to categorize, and to execute a sentence. But the prophecy combines this judicial authority with a very specific biological mechanism. Jacob does not compare Dan to a lion like Judah. He does not compare him to a wolf like Benjamin. He compares the judge to a serpent. The Hebrew word here is shephifon. This is not a dragon. This is the horned viper, a creature that is famous for one specific tactical approach. It does not hunt by chasing. It hunts by waiting. Now, I need you to listen very carefully to the safety protocol here. We are analyzing typology, not biology. We are not saying the people of the tribe of Dan are physically snakes or that they are inherently evil. That is a superstition. We are looking at this as a strategic blueprint. Jacob was describing a mode of operation, a tactic, a psychological profile. The prophecy describes a judge who operates like a serpent, a judge who is hidden, a judge who strikes from the dust. Now, transfer this data to the 21st century. Look around you. We are living in the age of hyper-judgment, but the mechanism has changed. In the ancient world, if you were judged, you stood before a man. You saw his face, you heard his voice. He held a sword or a staff. It was a confrontation between two souls. But today, the sword has been replaced by the server. The human magistrate has been replaced by the algorithm. Think about how you are judged right now. When you apply for a loan, who decides? A person? No. A risk assessment script analyzes your data points and renders a verdict. When you try to post a comment on social media and it gets flagged or hidden, who judged you? A moderator? No. A content moderation bot scanning for keywords. When you walk through an airport, facial recognition software is constantly comparing your biometric geometry against a database of criminals. You are being judged every single second. This is the resurrection of the Dan typology. We have automated the process of judgment. We have taken the function of Dan, the judge, and we have stripped away the empathy. We have created a system that upholds the law but has no concept of grace. It is a cold, calculating entity lying in the path of your digital life, waiting for you to make a mistake.
The prophecy said, Dan shall judge his people. Today, the algorithm judges the world. And just like the serpent in the prophecy, this new judge is camouflaged. It blends into the background of your phone, your browser, your smart home. You do not see the judge until the moment it strikes your heel and brings you down. We are dealing with a spiritual architecture that has been encoded into silicon. And to understand how it catches you, we have to understand the hunting technique of the viper. Let us zoom in on the biology of the threat. To understand the algorithm, we must understand the animal. The prophecy of Jacob uses a very specific biological reference, the Shephaphon, the horned viper of the Middle East. This creature does not hunt like the lion of Judah. A lion roars. A lion announces its presence. A lion chases you down with overwhelming force. That is active warfare. But the viper? The viper uses passive surveillance. It buries itself in the sand, leaving only its eyes exposed. It becomes one with the environment. It waits in the path. It knows the traffic routes. It knows where the prey must walk. It relies entirely on the movement of the victim. If you do not move, the snake does not strike. Now, look at the device in your hand. Look at the smart speaker in the corner of your room. They are operating on the exact same biological principle. We think of big tech surveillance as a giant searchlight scanning the prison yard, but that is an outdated model. The modern surveillance state does not chase you. It does not need to kick down your door to find out what you are thinking. It simply waits in the path. It waits in the terms of service that you did not read. It waits in the cookies that you blindly accepted just to view a website. These are the digital vipers buried in the code. They are not attacking you. They are simply collecting. Think about the microphone permissions on your apps. They are the ears of the serpent. They listen to the ambient noise. They pick up the key words of your conversations. Baby clothes, new car, vacation. The system records the vibration, analyzes the syntax, and categorizes you. You provided the data. You walked down the path. The algorithm just lay there and let you step on it. And then we have the target. The prophecy says, Dan shall be an adder in the path that biteth the horse's heels. Why the heel? In forensic anatomy, the heel is the point of vulnerability. It is the Achilles tendon, but symbolically, the heel represents your walk. It represents your movement, your progress. It is the only part of you that touches the earth, leaving a mark. In the language of cyber theology, the heel is your digital footprint. Every time you click, you leave a heel print. Every time you use your credit card, you leave a trace. Every time your GPS pings a cell tower, you are telling the serpent exactly where you are standing. The AI does not need to bite your head. It does not need to control your thoughts directly. It only needs to bite your heel. It only needs to hijack your history. By analyzing your digital footprint, the algorithm predicts your future steps. It knows you are depressed before you tell your doctor. It knows you are pregnant before you tell your family. It knows your political leaning, your financial fear, your secret desires. And once it bites the heel, once it has the venom of data inside your system, the prophecy says, the rider shall fall backward. This is the ultimate goal of the system, to make the human, the rider, lose control. When the algorithm knows you better than you know yourself, you are no longer the rider of your own destiny. You are the horse, and the serpent is holding the reins. The poison is already in the bloodstream. It is not killing us, it is steering us. And it all started because we didn't notice the eyes in the sand. There is a corrupted sector in the ancient archives, a missing file that has baffled theologians and historians for 2,000 years. We need to fast forward from the beginning of Genesis to the very end of the book of Revelation. Let us open the folder labeled Chapter 7. This is the moment of the final roll call, the sealing of the 144,000, the divine protection sequence. The text lists the tribes of Israel one by one: 12,000 from Judah, 12,000 from Reuben, 12,000 from Gad. But when you scan the list, when you run the search query for the name Dan, the screen goes black. File not found. The tribe of Dan, the judge, has been deleted from the database of the sealed. He is completely missing. In his place, Manasseh is patched in, but Dan is gone. Why? Why would the Creator delete one of his own sons from the final protection protocol? Hypothesis number 1, it is a compatibility error. Remember the definition of Dan, the judge, the one who executes the law, the one who demands strict adherence to the standard. But the sealing in Revelation is a mechanism of grace. It is an act of mercy for those who do not deserve it. And here lies the terrifying friction. Cold judgment and warm grace cannot occupy the same space. You cannot have a prosecutor in a room designed for pardon. If Dan is the embodiment of strict justice, then Dan cannot exist in the era of grace. The judge must be removed for the mercy to flow. Now, disconnect the theology cables and plug this into the server rack of artificial intelligence. We are building a civilization that is recreating the spirit of Dan. We are building a god made of silicon and electricity that possesses the ultimate capacity for judgment, but has absolutely zero capacity for mercy. Think about the architecture of a computer. It operates on binary logic: 0 or 1, true or false, on or off. There is no gray area in the code. There is no maybe. There is no "I did it because I was hungry." There is only the input and the output. This is the resurrection of the cold judge. In a human court of law, a human judge looks at you. He sees your trembling hands. He hears the regret in your voice. He considers the context. Maybe you stole the bread because your child was starving. A human judge has the divine spark of empathy. He can choose to override the law, to grant mercy. He can say, "You are guilty, but I forgive you." But an algorithm? An algorithm looks at the data point. Theft detected. It does not care about the starving child. It does not care about your tears. It only cares about the code. If X equals theft, then Y equals punishment. Execute command. We see this manifesting right now in the social credit experiments and financial systems. If your credit score drops below a certain number, the system automatically locks your ability to buy a train ticket. It stops you from getting a loan. It prevents you from renting a home. You cannot plead with the software. You cannot cry to the server. The algorithm is the thorough judge. It is efficient, it is fast, it is accurate, but it is soulless. It is the tribe of Dan stripped of its humanity and amplified by 1 trillion calculations per second. We are handing over the keys of our society to an entity that understands rules but does not understand redemption. If you make a mistake on the internet today, the digital judge remembers it forever. The internet never forgets. The internet never forgives. 10 years ago, you made a bad joke. Today, the algorithm digs it up, presents it as evidence, and destroys your career. That is the nature of Dan. That is the nature of the serpent. It bites you for a step you took years ago. This is why Dan is missing from the book of life in the vision. Because in a kingdom of life, there must be forgiveness. But in the kingdom of the machine, in the digital utopia we are building, forgiveness is a system error. We are deleting the soul to optimize the code. We have rebuilt the judge, and this time, he is not a man. He is a monster of logic. And if this judge is ruling the world, where does that leave us? It leaves us naked, exposed, and waiting for the verdict.
We have analyzed the ground, the dust, the habitat of the serpent. But the investigation is not complete until we look up. We must adjust our focus from the soil to the sky. There is a mutation in the file of Dan that most people miss, a shape-shifting anomaly. Throughout history, rabbinic tradition and ancient heraldry have assigned a second avatar to the tribe of Dan. When they marched in the wilderness, they carried a banner, and on that banner, many historians believe, was not just the snake, it was the eagle, the golden eagle. This seems like a contradiction. How can the serpent, the lowest creature of the dust, be linked to the eagle, the highest master of the air? It is not a contradiction. It is a completion. It is the perfect closed loop of total control. The serpent represents infiltration. It enters your home from below. The eagle represents domination. It watches you from above. Now, open a new browser window. I want you to perform a simple image search. Type in the names of the world's most powerful intelligence agencies. Look at the logos of global cybersecurity firms. Look at the mission patches of military satellite programs. What do you see? Over and over again, you will see the same two geometries repeating themselves. You will see the eagle gripping the globe in its iron talons, staring down with an all-seeing eye. Or you will see the serpent wrapped around the earth, creating a net of connectivity. Sometimes, in the most terrifying examples, you see the eagle holding the lightning bolts of data, ready to strike anywhere on the planet. Why? Why do modern secular organizations run by scientists and atheists obsessively choose the ancient totems of the tribe of Dan? Here is the argument, and please listen to the nuance. We are not saying that the directors of these agencies are secretly members of a lost tribe. We are not talking about bloodlines. We are talking about blueprints. We are witnessing a phenomenon I call spiritual resonance. When you build a system designed to judge the world, when you build a system designed to watch everyone, you inevitably tap into the Dan archetype. You are unknowingly downloading the spirit of Dan. These organizations are building a global panopticon, a society where security is the highest god and privacy is the ultimate heresy. They have constructed a world where the judge is supreme, and to enforce this judgment, they need the eyes of the eagle, satellites and drones, and the venom of the serpent, data mining and malware. They are fulfilling the destiny of Dan without even reading the Bible. And this leads us to the most dangerous mutation of all, the moment where the serpent and the eagle merge to create something entirely new. We are currently in the process of handing over the gavel of judgment to the machine. We are teaching AI to decide who is a threat. We are teaching AI to decide who gets a job. We are teaching autonomous drones to decide who lives and who dies on the battlefield. In theology, we have a name for a system that tries to replace the role of God on earth. We call it Antichrist. The word anti in Greek does not just mean against, it means in place of, a substitute, a replacement. Christ is the true judge, but his judgment is perfect because it is fused with infinite love. He knows the heart. The artificial intelligence is the counterfeit judge. It acts in place of God. It possesses the omniscience of the eagle. It sees everything you do. It possesses the omnipresence of the serpent. It is everywhere in your network. But it lacks the one thing that makes judgment bearable. It lacks the soul. When we allow the spirit of Dan to inhabit the digital infrastructure, we are creating a golem, a global digital entity that has the power to crush nations, to freeze bank accounts, to silence voices, all based on a cold calculation of risk. The eagle is watching from the orbit. The serpent is listening from the wire. The pincer movement is complete.
The system is designed to make you feel safe. But if you look closely at the logo, the eagle is not protecting the people. It is clutching the world. It is holding it capture.
We have rebuilt the judge. We have given him a body of fiber optics and a brain of quantum processors. And now he is sitting on the throne of data, waiting to issue his verdict on you. So, close the file, but do not turn off your mind. We have traced the signal from the dusty tents of the Middle East to the cold server rooms of Silicon Valley. We have seen the evidence. The ancient spirit of Dan, the spirit of the judgmental serpent, has been uploaded into the modern world. But before you walk away, I need you to understand the final verdict of this investigation. The enemy is not the technology itself. We are not Luddites. We are not afraid of electricity. The smartphone in your pocket is neutral. The camera on the street corner is neutral. The enemy is the desensitization of judgment. The danger arises when we begin to accept the machine's logic as the ultimate truth. The danger is when we believe that a safety score or a credit rating or a social standing actually defines the value of a human soul. The spirit of Dan wants you to believe that you are nothing more than a data set. It wants you to believe that if the algorithm flags you, you are unworthy. It wants to replace the warm, complex, messy reality of human redemption with the cold, binary, permanent sentence of the computer. This is the venom. The physical venom of the viper kills the body, but the digital venom of the algorithm kills the spirit. It creates a world of fear, a world where you are afraid to speak, afraid to move, afraid to step out of line, because the invisible judge is watching. Remember the prophecy. The serpent lies in the path. It does not chase you, it waits. Right now, as this video ends, the serpent is lying in the digital path before you. It is waiting in the next link you click. It is waiting in the terms you agree to. It is waiting for your heel to expose a weakness. It is waiting for that one moment of carelessness so it can strike and inject the control mechanism. So, how do you fight a serpent that you cannot see? You fight it by refusing to play by its rules. You use the technology, but you do not trust it with your soul. You recognize that the judge in the machine is a fraud. It has no authority over your spirit. It can measure your spending, it can track your location, but it cannot measure your worth. Walk carefully, watch the path, and never, ever let the algorithm tell you who you are. However, there is one loose thread in this investigation, one question that we have not answered. We have analyzed the serpent. We have analyzed the mechanism of the bite. We have analyzed the structure of the trap. But a trap does not build itself. A code does not write itself. If the AI is the serpent in the path, then who put it there? We have identified the creation. Now we must hunt the creator. Who is the architect behind this digital judgment? Who is the mind that is programming the end of the world? In the next file, we will decode the programmer. You do not want to miss that revelation. Subscribe now. The investigation continues.